Okay, the sun's going down in the city. The lights in the sky literally went off like 10 minutes ago. Okay. So I don't know. One of my roommates who was initially passive aggressive and rude to me has been, for the most part, friendly otherwise. So then, like, I'm kind of letting my guard down. But then I'm, like, constantly questioning if I should be doing that. I'm just starting with, like, distrust of people now instead of from trust. Which is kind of a weird paradigm shift for me. But something that was necessary because I was letting people take advantage of me too much. Well, there's not too much. That's just like, it's always too much if people are taking advantage of you. So I was letting people take advantage of me. And now I'm doing a lot better at establishing boundaries. And as I've like said in other videos, this took me like years to even like have the courage or wherewithal to do. I mean, there's no job I'm trying to keep anymore, so got nothing to lose that way. But I mean, in my last video, I talked about a man making me uncomfortable who was like hitting on me on an open mic. But the experience with the other man at karaoke, I think it's the right decision just to not go back. Because I don't think there's really going to be a lot of like changing people who like treat you like this. I think the right answer is just to like stay away if they're being like abusive towards you. And mostly the experiences I've had in bars when I've tried to sing has been abusive. So then I'm like wondering, can I like travel the country and sing when I feel healthier? Or speak without like people being abusive towards me? I mean, I can stand up for myself and when I need to. I don't want to spend all of my energy doing that. But I mean, it might be part of my path to have to process these things and learn and grow and become stronger through like the disrespect and just gain further knowledge of myself and my own personal power regardless of their disrespect. I had a dream last night where I was speaking on a stage and at the end I sang the song about my son, When You Were Young Dear, which is on my channel. Check it out. I sing it about 4 different times. The best one in my opinion is the one where I'm crying at the end. I had just written like the 3rd verse to it. It used to have a different ending. It said, and the days, dear, that we used to spend were so spent up, dear, I knew they had to end, which I changed to like a foretelling of his future being beautiful in the last verse. Because I'm never not connected to my son, even if I don't talk to him. You know, last night I spent a good 30 minutes like communicating with him and kind of telling him it was okay to let his adoptive parents love him. You know, and that I still love him and I would always be with him. I can understand that his energy is a bit sad right now because he misses me, even if he may not remember me that well, which I doubt. Even if the memories have faded somewhat, which I also doubt. My son's very intelligent. I don't think anything really gets past him. It was weird having a baby child who was a son because I had so much animosity and hurt about men in my life. And I had to do my best to detach from that and see him as an individual human being and not as a man or a boy who would or did hurt me. You know, had to detach from the generalization, all men suck, because he was my son, he was a boy, and I had to take care of him and love him as a human being and not as like someone who had hurt or abused me. I realized at one point that even though, like in the physical reality, I was like treating my son well, kind of the energetic patterns that I was putting on him were some of like anger and like regret about my little brother. Because I had to take care of my little brother too much. So that was part of resenting having to take care of my son. I feel like I'm getting too honest and I'm going to be judged, but so be it. I just always had to take care of everyone. So when my son was born, I was like, not another one. Another person I have to take care of who's just going to drain my energy. My son did give me, like, back some energy, which was different from the other people in my life. You know, I did my best to do the things a mother does to take care of her child. You know, food, diapering, daycare, playground, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't really, like, into it. I loved him, like, deeply, but I was somewhat, like, dissociated from the experience. And I was, like, aware that I was. But there wasn't really a lot I could do to change it because it was just so painful to me to have to take care of a person again. And all I've ever had to do is take care of someone. And I just needed to take care of me. I had like a lot of healing to do. And I felt like I couldn't do that while taking care of my son. And that's just the reality of it. Some of it happened naturally while taking care of him. But I didn't have the time to myself required that would really allow me to heal. So I kept trying to figure out in my head if I could just get a few, like a month's break from my son, maybe I could come back to this and do it. So I kept trying to work through the problem in my head, and I just always knew a couple months is not going to do it. He has to be adopted, and I just put it off for a long time because I loved him and wanted to be around him and wanted to see him grow and wanted to experience life with him. So now I get to heal, and it's lonely and awesome. But I miss my son, so that's the bittersweet part of it. In a way, he was the best thing that ever happened to me, but it pushed me to my limits, like physically and mentally, to a point where I know I can't do this anymore. I can't take care of other people anymore. I had to take care of me. And that may sound selfish, but is it really a bad thing to focus on self? No.